Hey everybody, DatBuddyCubes here, and today I'm going to show you how to solve the pyraminx using the beginner method. Okay, so the beginner method is pretty simple. The first step is just solving your tips and centers. The second step is inserting your edges until you have the side and the bottom layer. The third step is doing a very easy little algorithm until you have headlights, which I'll show you. And then you do this one last algorithm twice to solve a cube. Okay, so getting into it, this is probably one of the easiest methods. Maybe this is the easiest one I've ever learned. But before we get started, I just want to show you something called notation. So notation is just the names of the sides and how you turn them. So it's pretty easy how it works, but the standard is this. So there's no names of the sides. So on a regular 3x3 there would be, so on a regular 3x3, the notation this would be R because on the right, this would be L because on the left, this would be U because up, this would be D because of down, this would be F for front, this would be B for back. Yeah, so that's 3x3. But we're not looking at that. Today, we're looking at pyraminx. So there is no names of the sides actually, so don't pay attention to that. But there is turning of sides. So when you do this move, it will be called an R. And why? So this is how I do it. So this move will be called R. It'd be called R because up is clockwise. For R, up would be clockwise. So this would be R. And why? Because it's on the right side and turning it up. And usually clockwise goes this direction or this direction for counter and clockwise. But in the R position, up would be clockwise, down would be counterclockwise. So when you do an R move, it would look like this. So that's what our R move looks like. So that's something good to know. And now there's something called primes or points. I just say prime. And this is called R prime. All it is just counterclockwise. So R prime. So that is the R. For L, which is left, like this one, it's a little bit different. Instead of this being L, it's actually L prime. So for R, this is just R, but for L, it's a lot different. This would be L. So just get that straight. So this is L, and this is L prime, and that is L prime. So just get that straight. And then there's one more thing. It's U. So this would be called U. It's because I'm turning the upper part, U, and the way I'm turning it is clockwise because around, just like that. So that's U, and U prime would just be counterclockwise, like that. There's also the tip moving. So all you use, and usually when you do your moves, it is in capital letters, but normal moves like these big blocks would be all uppercase letters, but when you move your tips, they're lowercase. So this would be R, because on the right side, I'm going up, just the same. This would be R, that's R prime. This is L, that's L prime, and then there's the U and everything. Yeah, but that was just the standard notation for the pyraminx. Okay, well, getting into solving it, before we do that, I just want to say, but let's get right into it. Okay, so the first step is solving your tips and centers. So, the goal of this step is to have something that looks like this. So it's your tips and centers. You probably know what tips are, but this is a center. So you probably don't know what center is right now, but how you should know is this. So this is a center, and why? Because it's not coming around to the other centers. It's right in the middle. But these pieces beside it are called edges because when the edge piece is has 2 colors, but a center just has 1 color. And then you have the tips, which have 3. The first step is just doing that. So in this video, I'm going to be doing red. So all I do is move them in. So I see this one can be moved in pretty easily. I just move my tip and move it in. For this one, I would just move it in and move my tip. Or you could move your tip and put it in, doesn't matter. And this one can just be moved in. Yeah, so that one's intuitive. It's kind of weird how I only talk about it for 30 seconds. But it's just intuitive. So make that symbol and all the way around. So you should have it on all sides now. So there's no actually specific way to do it. But after you do it on one side, on the other side it might not be solved. So then you just put it in. Yeah, so that is the first step. Okay, so the second step is pretty simple. All I want to do is put your main color on the bottom, which is red. And then you just want to insert your edge pieces, which are these ones, remember, until you have the side and the bottom layer. So there's no algorithm still. So now all I want to do is insert them. So all I want to do is I want to put in, let's say, my red yellow edge. So it's right back here right now. So what I would do is I would move it over so that I can't see my red, and it's on this side. So I move it over so that's on the left and that I cannot see my red. I move this up. I move this up, my R. I put this in and then move it down. Yeah. And then, but then there's one thing. Let's say you put it in and you're seeing your red. Then what you want to do is if you try the same thing, just inserting it, it will end up in the correct place, but just not turned right. So instead of doing that, we will move it over so that's on the right side, and now we're not seeing it. Move the left side up. Now we can move it over and insert it, just like that. And then for the last one, if it's in the correct spot, but it's just not turned right, then you just find any piece. So I can just insert any piece you want, it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to insert this piece, this random piece, just insert that, and now I have that piece out. So now I move it over, I'm seeing it. If I do the thing, it'll be in the same place it started. So then I'll move it over and insert it just like that. Okay, so in that step, our goal was to have the side and the bottom layer. So there was no algorithms and you probably didn't have any trouble. But so now we're going to be talking about this. So now all we want to do is we're going to do one tiny little algorithm until we get to another case. So all I want to do is put your main side on the bottom still, and you'll see that 2 of the sides, 2 of the 3 on the top will all have, 2 of them will have 1 color. So yellow has 1 edge, blue has 1 edge, but green has 2. So put the one that has 2 in front of you and do this algorithm. R prime, L, R, L prime. So it just looks like this. So R prime, L, R, L prime, just like that. So now one of your red pieces should be out and you should be seeing it on this side. So then just move it over and insert it just like that. So you can do that case up to 3 times. And so let's put the one that has 2 in front of you, do that little algorithm, and then let's say after you do it, your 2, so now this side has 1, but this has 2, just put that side in front of you, doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, so you can do that algorithm up to 3 times, and just keep doing it, and remember doing the inserting after. Keep doing it until you have headlights, which look like this. So now, how you explain headlights is, the only thing is that 2 edge pieces are just inserted around. So these blues need to go to the left, these yellows to the left, and yeah. So put any side in front of you, still keeping your main color on the bottom. So I'm just going to put yellow in front of me. And I see that my yellows are on the right. So if they're on the right, I just want to do this little algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U, R prime. And now they should be on the left. So since they're on the left, usually we would do a different algorithm, but we're going to do the same algorithm one more time. R, U, R prime, U, R, U, R prime. and now our cube is solved. But if you're in a case where they're on the left, then you want to do this where they're in the left and you want to get them in, you do this algorithm. R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. My main color is blue, so just don't worry about that. And now they're on the right, so then I usually do my right algorithm. So, but I'm still going to do my left. So R, U prime, R prime, U prime, R, U prime, R prime. Just like that. So the only reason why I said there's two algorithms, you might think, no, there's three. There's one for right, the one for left, and the little other one. Well, actually, there's only two, because the only difference from, you might notice, but the only difference from the one where they need to go to the right, where they're on the right, and the one from the one they're on the left. For the right, all we use is a U. But if they're on the left, we use U prime. So the only thing that's changing is a U from a U prime. Yeah, but that is how you solve the pyraminx using the beginner method. And yeah, that is how you solve it.